Okay, so we're going to combine rationals today. Okay, just like with BEDMAS, it's the same type of work as it was before. Okay, so here we do brackets first, and you get 3 here. You rewrite 3 minus 2, and as we know, no symbol means we multiply. We get 6. 3 minus 6 equals negative 3. Okay, it's when we get to questions like this, and for whatever reason it didn't want to actually come up properly. So I'm going to rewrite this question over here as to what it should be. So it's 2 minus 5 times negative 7 plus 5 all over 3 times negative 2 minus 2 times negative 2. Okay, so what we do is we will actually treat these as 2 separate equations. So we'll do one, and then we'll do another. And then after, we'll do the dividing part. So we start with the 2 minus 5, and then in brackets times minus negative 7 plus 5. We do the negative 7 plus 5 first, which will give us negative 2. Oops, make it put in red since we're doing this in the red section. We go negative 2 and 2 minus 5, all brackets, and we get 2 minus negative 10, and we know that those become addition, so we have 12. Okay, then we go over here and we do this section, and we'll do that in purple because it's the purple's part. Okay, so we have 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 minus negative 4 is 2 times negative 2, or if you wanted to, you could have gone negative 2 times negative 2 equals positive, and we have negative 2. So when we redraw that question in the fraction, negative 2 is on the bottom, 12 is on the top, and then we get our answer. So we go 12 divided by negative 2 equals negative 6 as our final answer. Okay, so that's the key when we're combining rationals and fractions. We do, and we have one like this, we do the top first, get an answer, do the bottom second, and get an answer. Okay, so we'll do another example right here. And our question is going to be 5 minus 3 times, in brackets, 3 minus 8. Sorry, it's so poorly written, it's hard with a mouse. And then it's over 2 times negative 3 plus 2 times negative 2. So again, we group them, we do the top, and then we do the bottom. And if you do that, that will allow us to do it properly. So let's do the top first. 3 minus 8, negative 5. Okay, and that's going to be in brackets. Then we have 5, oops, sorry, minus 3, and we end up with 5, struggling, plus 15, and right over here, and we get 20 on the top. Okay, then we'll do the bottom. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, minus 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4, and we get negative 10. So that's on the bottom of this one. 20 over negative 10 equals negative 2, final answer. Okay, so that's how we'll do those. Now, when we're going to convert decimals into fractions, okay, there's certain rules, right? Okay, one of the rules is when it's repeating. When we have a repeating decimal, we are going to have, 1 second, I'm just recording a video. What do you need? Yeah, I have like, something quick? Oh, okay, I don't have, yeah, not right now. Thank you though, sorry. So 7, okay, so we've got one decimal place that's repeating, which means it's gonna be over 1, 9, okay? If it was more than 1, it would be over more than 1, 9. And then whatever this decimal is, or whatever is repeating, goes in the top. Okay, that's the rule for 9s. However many decimal places are repeating is how many 9s are going to be. So if we go down here, there's 3 decimal places repeating, so it's going to be over 3 9s. And then we just put this number on the top. Okay, and this number right here is a whole number, so we make a mixed number out of that. So it's 3 and 27 over 9. Okay. Here we have 0.75 again. So these are ones we want to learn. When it's quarters like this, so like 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, things like that, that's going to be over 4. Okay. So anything over 4, and then how many is that? 0.25 is 1, 0.5 is 2, 0.75 is 3. So this becomes 3 over 4. Okay. Again, we have a whole number, so that's going to be 1. And we have a repeating decimal. 1 repeating decimal, which means it's going to be over 9. Okay, so that's how we'll combine, or how we convert to fractions. And there's certain rules that we'll look at, and I'll post all those on Google Classroom for you guys. Okay, I don't know why this didn't want to go, but it's really annoying me right now. So now we're going to combine fractions. So this one right here is going to be 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7. And as if we recall, common denominators are going to be add, already done. So that would be 7, 2 and 3 is 5. We just add the numerators when we have a common denominator. If we don't have a common denominator, then obviously we can't quite do that. So here, I'm not sure why we have a 5, so we're going to rewrite this question here because it's not the same one that you guys have. So we're going to go 2 and 1/2 minus 3/4. Okay, so here we don't have common denominators, so we have to make this in a common denominator, which becomes 2, 1 over 2. Well, we're going to times this by 2. Whatever we do at the bottom, we do the top. So 2 times 2, that becomes 4. 1 times 2, that becomes 2. Then we're going to minus 3 over 4. Now, because this number is bigger than this number, we want to convert this mixed number, right? So remember, we multiply and add. Multiply denominator times the whole, add the numerator. So this becomes 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So this will become 10 over 4 minus 3 over 4, which is 7 over 4, which when we put into a mixed number, 4 goes into 7 one time. With 3 left over, we end up with 4. Okay. Again, I don't know why this number is different, but we'll do this one. So we have 1 over 4 was the one you guys have, minus 5 over 6. Okay, so here there's a couple ways we can do it. We know that 4 and 6 go into 12, so we can multiply this by 3 and this by 2. Or you can multiply this by 6 and this by 4. Just multiply by the other denominators the other way. It's all about making sure these are common. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. We're going to go with the 12, so we want to go as low as we can. Okay, so this becomes 3 over 12 minus 10 over 12. Now we're always going to have a negative because there's no choice on this one. Okay, and it's going to be negative 7 over All right. Now, okay. Okay. All right. So now we'll go here. So now we have a word problem. Okay. So here you gotta think of this word problem is where are we starting from? So it says we're gonna fill the gas tank. When we fill the gas tank, that's gonna be 1. That's a whole gas tank, right? Or 1/1. Okay, I'm gonna erase that so it's not so big because I'm gonna need some room obviously to write. Once it comes, oops, eraser pen, sorry. So it's 1/1. And then we use 5/6. So which means if we use it, we're gonna subtract it. Okay, then we use 5/7 of what's left. That's the key, right? So we started here, we use that much. Whatever we have left, we then use this much. And then the last amount is 3/8. Now, when we have all these different fractions, again, we want to try to find that lowest common denominator. Okay, in this case, when we have 6, where's the number? I just want to make sure because I have a different example here, so I want to make sure they're all the same. 1/4, 1/6, and 3/8. Oh, so we have different ones. 1/4 and 1/6 we're going to use. Sorry, my bad. We got different equations for somewhere, for some of these, for some reason. Don't know why. Okay. Okay, so this is actually going to be 1/4, and this is going to be 1/6. Makes it a little bit easier actually to find those numbers. So we have 1, 4, 6, and 8. So we can actually find a common denominator for all of those. Okay, so the common denominator for all of those is going to be 24 because each one of them can go to 24. Here, we're going to multiply by 6. Here, we're going to multiply by 4. And here, we're going to multiply by 3. And here, obviously, we multiply by 24. So this becomes 24. Okay, this becomes 6. This becomes 4. And then this becomes 9. Okay, and it's all over 24. So what we can do once it's a big one like this, we can just all write them all and then just put the subtraction symbols up there, and then it's just all over 24. And we just simplify the top now. 24 minus 6 is 18. Minus 4 is 14. Minus 9 is 5. So we get 5/24. Okay. All right, a couple more examples, and then we'll get going here. Mixed numbers, 3 minus 5/6. Well, this becomes 3/1. Okay, if we're going to minus 5/6, we have to go common denominators. We have to times that by 6. Make sure it looks like a multiplication. And we get 18 minus 5 all over 6. And we get 13/6, which is going to equal 2 1/6. Okay, and then if we go to this one here, we're going to convert this question. Okay. I don't know why I have a different one than the one. Sometimes, okay though, we can figure it out. We're smart people. My answer keeps a little bit different. So we're gonna change this one here into 7.5 because that's the one you guys have, minus 2 and 4/5. Okay. So what we're gonna want to do here is we gotta do some borrowing. Okay, because it's not big enough. Okay, so we have 2 and 5. Common denominator is gonna be 10. This is gonna become 7. We're gonna go 2 times 5, which makes this 5/10 minus 2 and 8/10. Okay. So because we can't go 5 minus 8 when we have whole numbers like this, anytime you have a mixed number, you have to borrow. So we're going to have to borrow from the 7. So we're actually going to take 1 away. So if we take 1 away from the 7 and make it 6, okay, so we have to do what's called borrow. All right. So if we take 1 away from the 6, we're not just taking 1, we're actually taking 10. We're taking however much the denominator is, because this number is 7 times 10. This is actually 70 of these, right? So we're actually going to take 10 of them. So we actually take 10 and add to 5. So it actually becomes 6 and 15 over 10 minus 2 and 8 over 10. Okay, 6 minus 2 is 4. 15 minus 8 is 7 over 10. And that is that. All right. Are there any questions? Okay.